Good evening. This is the Fellow Sports Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm Nappy.
Let's get into this. As you know, playoffs are starting. So, what do you think about the Knicks and Atlanta?
I want the Knicks to win. I'm not trying to be stupid.
Okay.
I love ATL, A-Town down. But I the Knicks have been like nowhere for the last X amount of years, and they actually have a solid team. I still consider the Knicks to be the Miami Heat of last year.
Okay. I got you.
You know what I mean? Like no one gave Miami a chance, and then bang,
Exactly.
out of nowhere they made it to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals. I think the Knicks could be that underdog team.
Okay.
But right now they still have a tough task to go through Atlanta because Mr. Young is playing on a whole nother planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
level. He's just on a whole nother planet, and he's got that extra motivation after being spat on. So
Big
I
facts.
think that goes. It actually goes against the Knicks
Yeah.
to have lit that additional match under him because already he's a
Yeah.
phenomenal talent, and now you just put that. Okay, this is how you guys want to treat me. I'm gonna show you guys how it goes down.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I like the Knicks to win just because they have such a good core team.
Okay.
And I'm a D Rose fan. He's back in New York and he's
Oof.
playing good ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Real great ball
So
right now.
I'd like to see the Knicks take it. But if I'm gonna be a realist, if I'm gonna give my personal opinion, I think they're down 3-1 now,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
The Knicks. So it could possibly go six in favor of Atlanta, but it might even be done the next game.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I
what
feel
that's
you
what
on
I
that.
think.
I think that I agree with you. I think Derrick Rose has been the best player on the team. Um, and it's just that they're not able to score right now. I don't know why, but Randolph isn't really showing up. And the same thing with RJ.
That playoff jitters. You know
Mm,
how it is, first time being in the playoffs, they all get that
yeah,
jitters. It happens to the best of them. So that's probably what's happening now. And it
yeah,
kind of sucks because sometimes they'll have such phenomenal seasons. Like Randolph had a phenomenal season. You would
yeah,
hope it would carry into the playoffs. And in the playoffs, as we all know, is a different breed, it's a different animal. It
100%.
changes everything. So it's like, dang, it sucks because I honestly felt like if there's any series that should go seven, it
Mm,
would have been this one.
yeah, I
You
got
know
you.
what
I
I
agree.
mean?
Yeah.
But
But it's gonna be a good one, man. It's a good one so far. Especially with everything on the outside going on. Now I think that the Knicks have the better team.
mhm.
I really do, just because I find their team is a solid. The structure of the team is solid, but for some reason, like you said, it might be their first time being in the playoffs, or something, but they're just not connecting and they're not able to pull it through. But yeah, that's a good one to watch. What do you think about Clippers and Mavs?
First of all, the Clippers are choking. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah, big
I'm wearing
time.
LA right now. I'm just saying
Yeah.
these guys are choking. I don't listen. I'm not knocking the Mavs. I'm not knocking Luca,
Mm,
but Luca's making Leonard and PG look like chumps, bro.
big
I'm
time.
sorry. That
Big
can't
time.
happen. You had especially the fact that you guys, let alone have Kawhi Leonard,
Yeah,
who's a two-time champion
yeah, yeah.
in Canada and in the in the US. Like
Yeah.
this is where he's supposed to shine the most, and then PG's just supposed to be PG, and the rest of the Clippers, and it's like, yo, they decided not to show up. Okay, so they won tonight. Great,
Yeah,
fantastic, but in my opinion, there should have been a sweep.
yeah,
Maybe five.
yeah. No,
Maybe five. I have to
easy.
give Luca one game at least.
Yeah, I
And
get you,
he's
but
and he's not playing that he's not playing. He's like,
yeah,
listen, it's the playoffs. He's actually showing the opposite. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That playoff jitters isn't there. Like he's gonna
yeah,
play every game like it's, you know, the last of the season. So
yeah. No,
Clippers
no.
need to step their game up. That's all I gotta say to that.
I fully feel you on that, but I've been saying probably an unpopular opinion. Kawhi is overrated. He's good for what he does. I'm not knocking that. It's just that he doesn't do anything more. I think people gave him the superstar name too quickly. I think he's a star. I don't think he's a superstar. A superstar brings the whole team with you. And when they won in San Antonio, the team was already built and made, and he just added to it. And he didn't, honestly, he won pretty much finals MVP because he was guarding LeBron. Now, with Toronto, the team was already made, really good team. I'm not going to say he didn't add, but again, quality team. They already had their identity.
Hmm.
And so he just jumped in and assisted. Now with the Clippers, he's with the team that doesn't have an identity, and it's up to him as the star to build one and create one. And we're seeing he's not able to carry that weight. He's not able to do it. Not trying to hate, but the truth is coming out. Um, and a PG, that's my guy. I'm not gonna hate on him. I just feel bad for him, man, because I find he's just not has he hasn't been the same. That he hasn't been the same since the injury. I don't know whether it's mentally, physically, but he hasn't been the same. And it's showing each and every time. I just feel bad for him because he was on a crazy trajectory before that injury, and you could see by the numbers that it's gone down since. So it's not even just trying to make it an excuse for him. It's just the facts.
And listen, maybe he might catch that fire. Something might get to him, and we might see a shade of PG of years past. But
Yeah. Hopefully,
again,
hopefully.
Clip's got to step it up. That's all I gotta say.
So speaking of choking, the
Mhm.
Milwaukee Bucks versus the Heat, the
Oh,
Miami Heat. How did
okay.
you feel about that series?
I honestly don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
I listen. We knew it was going to be a tough task. It wasn't going to necessarily be easy.
Yeah,
Um, but I figured they would have put up more of a fight. I'm sorry to
exactly.
get swept, and there's one thing to get swept and the games are close,
Yeah,
and then there's one thing to get swept and you got spanked basically every game.
yeah. That's exactly what
Like
happened.
they're going into this off season with a big old WTF and trying to figure out like what do we do now? Because the same core roster we had this year is the same one we had last year, and we made it
Yeah,
to the Eastern Conference Finals, and this year we got swept in the first round.
dude, it's
What do
bad.
we do? Like, you know what I mean? Because I was shocked. I was honestly shocked. Okay, first game, whatever. Okay, second game, whatever.
Yeah,
Now they're in Miami. No,
yeah.
nothing. Once they took the Bucks took a 3-0 lead, I was like, they're not winning another game.
Not at all.
It's
Not at
impossible.
all. You saw it. You saw it. It was really bad. And I bet you Butler's kicking himself right now because I think if he would have stayed with Philly, they could have made a run for the championship. The way he actually helped that Philly team. But again, remember when we're talking about superstars.
Hmm.
Now he's gone to Miami. He's not that guy. I don't want to be that. He's a really good player and he's a star, but he's not a superstar. So it was with us with a supporting cast like Philly had. In my opinion, I believe that he would put them over the top with a team with a bunch of young guns that again they need assistance. They need to grow a culture and build. He's not
Hmm.
able to do that. He doesn't. So, but again, we'll see, man.
We
Pretty
will,
bad.
man. At this point, we could say we'll see next year because
Exactly.
Miami's out.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Now, how do you feel like I'm going through a bunch of them? So, how do you feel about Brooklyn versus the Celtics?
um, the reality is that should have. That's not because I dislike the Celtics. It's just
Yeah,
because Brooklyn is that much better. It should
facts.
have been a sweep. It's clearly not going to be a sweep.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
still think this round for them against Boston is they're gonna win.
Yeah,
They're definitely gonna take the series. But I still find it's fine tuning them
yeah,
still getting fully accustomed to having the majority of the core together because they're all playing, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
And their biggest hurdle that they truly have to go to at this point is bad man Tatum because he's another guy playing on a whole nother level.
Big
You know
time,
what I
big
mean?
time.
So, and I kind of feel bad for Tatum because like he's playing on such a high level. It's like,
Yeah.
where's the rest of the squad? Like, you know
And
what I
Jalen
mean?
Brown's out though. Jalen Brown's out. We can't.
I understand that, like, you
Yeah.
know, but even at that, even with Jalen Brown being out, like this is
Hmm.
again, and we know it happens on a lot of teams. This is where other players are supposed to step up.
True.
This isn't regular season anymore. This is
Yeah.
the playoffs. Like, so that 100% you were given before, now you got to give 125 or more.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
To
That's
help him
true.
out, because as much as we love seeing guys go off for 50 points in the playoffs to send the third, it's taxing, right? It's
Yeah.
taxing on the player knowing that in the next day or so they have to come back and do it again, knowing that if I had to drop 50 or 55 points and no one on my team scored more than 17 points,
Hmm.
I have to go back out there and do that again. It's taxing, like, you know
A
what I mean?
100%. 100%.
So without that help, they're not taking out Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And again, it should have been Milwaukee Heat situation where it should have been a sweep, but obviously didn't go that route because
Yeah.
we can all say Brooklyn is not perfect.
No, exactly.
With their
Exactly.
squad, they will lose games, and they definitely did here. So, but it's
No.
gonna be over just now.
I agree 100%. And to all the points you're saying, because again, the defense knows it's like the whole season with Steph Curry. Like the defense knows who's going to be scoring the ball. So
Mm-hmm.
whether the person scores 50, 60, it's still not going to be enough. That's why, like you said, the other players need to step up, which they're not. But I got to give Tatum credit though. He's really looking good. He's looking good in these playoffs right now. I'm just like, okay, he's on the cusp of being that superstar because
Mm-hmm.
he's trying to hold them on his back, man, and he at least got them one game.
Mm-hmm.
So again, got to give credit where credit's due.
As long as Boston doesn't mess up and go and trade him,
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they basically just need to continue building around him. Jalen comes back, hopefully
yeah,
healthy, and some form of shell of his former self. But
yeah.
you know, we'll leave it at that because I can't really go out there saying I want Boston to start winning because again, I'm not that huge on
Boston,
Boston.
yeah.
You know
But the
what I
good thing
mean?
with the Boston, because I never was a Boston fan, but they've at least traded good
Mm-hmm.
and they've drafted good. So it allows me to be okay with the players on Boston.
Yeah, just
So
don't get rid of Tatum. That's all I'm saying.
exactly,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
So speaking of Boston and Brooklyn, as we've been seeing an extremely, I want to use the word crazy trend going on with fans.
Yeah, these fans are wilding, bro.
Yeah, at this
Wilding.
point, I don't know what's going on, man. It
I
might be the
think
vaccine.
it
Might be
might
the
just be.
it might be the vaccine because something's going on, man.
There is
So
something in the vaccine that has these fans going nuts. It does not make any sense.
yeah,
Listen, I'll be the first to say it. There's nothing wrong with heckling. That's
yeah,
what sports is about. Any sport you play, you're gonna have hecklers.
yeah,
But like anything else in life, whether it's in the streets or it's at work or it's in
yeah.
a business, there's a line, and you do not cross that line.
Facts.
Was it Ja Morant's family was attacked
Oh yeah, yeah.
with
I was
slurs and
going
whatnot? Listen,
exactly.
call the man trash, say he can't make a layup, say he sucks, cool. But when you go after the family and then you make comments about the mom, you've
Yeah,
crossed that line.
big time, big time.
And you know,
So
then you
many.
got then you got players spitting at fans spitting at Trae Young. It's like again, I just don't understand who the fans think that they are,
I'm telling you.
that they can cross that line and think there's not going to be repercussions.
Yeah,
So in their mind, it's like, well, the worst that'll happen is I'll get banned.
exactly.
Okay,
And
I can
that's
still watch the
nothing.
games at home. You know what I mean? It's like,
Exactly.
whatever.
And
But
then Russell Westbrook shooting popcorn on his head.
you know what I mean? And the man's limping out, eh?
Exactly. And then tonight, and Kyrie Irving, before this game even happened, he said, I just don't want them to say no racial slurs or nothing to go
Mm-hmm.
by. He made sure to give a statement saying, listen, y'all can be fans, enjoy it, but don't cross the line.
And they cross the line. That
Walking out, and a fan shoots
through
a
what though?
bottle towards his head. Now, how do you feel specifically about that situation? Then we'll get back to the other one.
Listen, you know what needs to happen? I'm gonna be the one to say it. We need another Malice in Palace.
I
We do.
agree. I
I
agree.
think the fan like these fans need to understand that at the end of the day, these are average Joe people just like you and I. They're
Yeah,
gonna react. And if this
exactly.
were anywhere else but on the basketball court or in that setting, I can't even say basketball court, in that setting, and this
Yeah,
was outside, you're getting mollywopped.
big time. Big
There's no
time.
doubt about it. You know
No,
what I mean? Like, and you can't get mad at other players who are seeing this going on, saying, "Listen, if this is me, I'm coming at you.
exactly.
I'm gonna find out where you at. I'm coming to your house."
Yeah,
You can't do that. Listen, be a fan. You know, boo the other opposing player. That's fine. The heckling is one thing, but
yeah,
throwing stuff and then insults and attacking personal like family members, like that there's no place in any sport for that. Like
Yeah.
it's not even just about basketball, it's just sports in general.
Yeah.
To this day, as even playing amateur ball, I'm not going to take that. So why would a
Yeah.
professional athlete take that?
No, I feel
You
you.
know
I
what I
get
mean?
you. Yeah.
Granted, I'm not in the public eye, right? So
Yeah.
whatever I do off the court is one thing, but
Yeah.
what they do is magnified a million times. You know what I mean? I
I
listen,
get you.
these y'all fans need to relax. Enjoy the game because you're allowed to be there. Just remember, a year ago you were stuck at home watching, complaining, saying you wish you were there, and now you're
Yeah.
there and you're acting a fool. Come on now.
No, no, I agree. I fully agree with that, man. It's I think that the league needs to do something about it. Again, like the reason why I say the league needs to do something about it is because let's say with the Trey Young situation, they said that they handed over the footage to the proper authorities. Now, I don't think that's enough. I think they need to put Trey Young in a position where he can actually press charges. That's what
For
I
sure.
think. I don't think it should go through the NBA and hey, if the police want to do something. No, the fact is he assaulted him. That's what
Mm-hmm.
it is. Again,
Mm-hmm.
on the street, you spit on somebody, it's considered assault.
Mm-hmm.
And so he did that. Now, Trey Young should have the right to just, whether he's a professional athlete or not, to go and be like, no, I want to press charges on him. And let's see how far it goes. And let's see if these fans keep doing this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, they are being disrespectful for what we all see. But when it comes to shooting things, now a bottle, popcorn, fine. But my
The
thought,
bottle.
that's what I'm saying. But even the popcorn, because on the other podcast, a little plug, because the internet has stated if they're shooting popcorn on people, who knows what's the next thing they're going to do? And boom, this
Water
happens,
bottle.
a water bottle. The fact is, they need to start making examples of these people because they're actually
Mm-hmm.
going further and further, seeing as though there's no repercussions. The worst case scenario, like you said, is a ban, and it's an indefinite ban. It's not even a lifetime ban. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, one day you might be able to come back. Who knows? Just not right now. They need to have some stricter rules to protect these athletes because if not, these athletes are going to create another Malice in the Palace.
Oh,
And
100%.
I don't want to hear nothing about anybody pressing charges because clearly it's okay for these fans to do something and the NBA has no problem. So why not the other way around?
Mm-hmm.
I think might as well. Let's see what happens. They're gonna
Listen,
make fans start signing contracts before they walk in. I'm telling you.
the way I see it, if you're man and or woman enough to spit on an athlete, you're man and or woman enough to get punched in the face.
Yeah, big time. Big time. Fully agreed. I fully
I'm just saying.
agree. I fully
Street
agree.
rules apply at this point.
Dude, if you're shooting a ball at someone's head, you're a man, woman enough to get punched in the face, bro. You're trying to harm the other person. Again,
Like you
it's
said,
not
it's assault, right?
exactly. So,
Self-defense, man. I'm like, yo, I see who did it. I'm running up in there. Again,
exactly.
another malice. Listen, and it's going to happen.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to
Of
happen. And like you said,
course.
if the league doesn't start making examples of these individuals,
Yeah,
it's going to happen.
I'm
And
telling you.
it's not even just basketball. Think about it. People see this, man. Well, so the fans could throw stuff in basketball. Screw it. I'm gonna throw stuff in hockey.
Yeah, and it's gonna
You
just
know what I
keep
mean?
going. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw stuff in football.
No, they need to. And I don't want to be that guy, but honestly, it's getting to the point where it's just you're putting player safety at risk just for fan tickets, and that makes
Mhm.
no sense to me.
That
Um,
fan is replaceable.
exactly, exactly. And it's not like these are just a few bad apples. Just get
Mhm.
them out. But you're gonna actually allow these players to just be ridiculed, but fine. Heckling is one thing, but shooting things, spitting on people, there's no place for that. Something needs to be done.
Mhm.
Definitely. We touched on this the last time. Kwame Brown. Um, again, he's just sprinkling his mama's cooking on everything, letting everybody see he's kind of on one. I wanted to speak about Stephen A. Smith shooting back at Kwame. As we all know, Stephen A's been calling him a bust and calling him a bum for the last 20 years. And Kwame is like, yo, I ain't having no more of that. Anybody
Mhm.
speak down on my name, we got a problem. I want to know how you feel about it. You watched the Stephen A's, I guess, clapback.
Yeah,
How how,
his
how
little rebuttal there.
yeah, yeah. So how do you feel about that?
It's again, it's I think he legitimately got scared.
Yeah.
I think he realized like, yeah, I crossed the line. So let me still make
Yeah.
my point, but
Yeah.
kind of apologize at the same time. Because
Okay.
I don't know if you
Okay.
noticed, he kept saying, I'm not talking about Kwame Brown, the
The
person.
person. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm
I
talking
know that.
about Kwame Brown, the basketball player. That's like you saying,
Mhm.
bro, I'm sorry, but like, I've still got to do my job, but I didn't mean to offend you. I'm
Yeah.
just, this is my job is I have to put stuff out there. Unfortunately, I
Mhm.
did mess on you. So I didn't mean to attack your personal character. I'm
Yeah.
just really talking about your basketball character, your basketball character. Like, dude, like you said
Yeah.
what you said, call it a day. That's the way I see it. Like if you're going to go out and attack somebody, and then that person reacts, and
Yeah.
now that person, now you're seeing that person. There's one way to react where the person can be like, listen, I don't know why people are doing this, and
Yeah.
he could have stayed politically correct.
Yeah.
Kwame went street and is staying street, and I love it.
Basically.
I love it. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean, 100%. So now you're seeing this dude reacting, and you know that if he says he's gonna come at you, he will come at you. You
Yeah.
gotta be like, listen, bro, I wasn't talking about you, like you the person. I was just talking about like basketball career and
Yeah.
stats and this, that, and the third. What difference does it make? You're still talking the man's name. Whether you're
Yeah.
talking about him on a personal level or a basketball level, he only has one name.
Yeah.
And you're throwing that name out there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean?
That's
So it's
true.
like, say what you want and try to make it look like, pull like the videos he was showing, like the passes that he was dropping.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I'm pretty sure you could find videos of every NBA player dropping
Everybody.
passes.
Exactly.
Pathetic. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So trying to say I wasn't attacking personally, but look at this. Look at what I'm talking about as a basketball person, how much of a bum he is. Bro, we can pull up videos of everybody dropping passes,
That's
missing
true.
layups, shooting air balls,
Yeah.
passing it to nobody. It's the NBA. It's documented.
Yeah. That's true. That's
You know what I
true.
mean? So it's like I think what he did didn't really justify anything, in
Yeah.
my personal opinion. I think you actually just gave Kwame more ammo.
Exactly.
Like we're talking, I was like, yeah, bro, it's not that complicated to find videos of me making mistakes. You can find videos of anybody making mistakes in
Exactly.
any sport. So like, what's your point?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Bottom line, if you're in the NBA for 12 plus years, okay, forget 12. If you're in the NBA 10 plus years,
Yeah.
I don't care whether you play the bench, you're a rotation player, or a starter. You're signed to teams for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't be a bust. You have to be some kind of a talent to make it on a team and be on teams for 10 plus years. Remember,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? I'm not saying that Kwame had it easy either, to say that,
Yeah.
oh, he made the NBA. No, his journey itself was tough. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he came out of high school and he had MJ as putting so much pressure and downplaying on him.
Yeah.
It messes with your psyche. Even at
Definitely.
that, he still stayed in the NBA for 10 plus years. The average
Yeah.
NBA career is 4 years, bro.
Exactly. Nope. You're
Four
right.
years. I think what did he say? He made something like 69 point something $1 million over his career.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not chump change.
I fully agree. I
And
fully
think
agree.
about it. He's still living good and still contributing to the communities and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some players make even more than him and have nothing left.
Exactly. Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? Other players have done other things, and we all know it. Invested this, and the third. But
Yeah.
like I think Stephen A. Smith, again, it's his stick. Like I
Yeah.
said last time, to be that dude to always downplay and talk dirty about certain individuals, or just word it so that it comes off wrong, so that to get a reaction out of people, because
Yeah.
that's what he wants. And most of the time, most people just be like, it's Steven talking smack, leave it alone, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
But he
Yes.
picked the wrong one. He kept picking up the wrong one. It's like,
Yeah.
you know what it's like? It's like that kid, male or female or other, in school, who was
Mhm.
always bullied on, picked on.
Yeah.
And you graduate elementary school, you graduate high school, nobody hears from this person for years. Something comes up, they bring up this person's name, and high school reunion shows up, and said person is the flyest or buffest or person in the gym and is not ready to attack back at all the haters. This
Yeah.
is literally what it is.
I agree. I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
No,
So it's
no. Yeah.
like I think at this point they need to drop it.
Yeah.
Like, just, I'm not saying like just I'm not saying to squash it. I just think the topic of talking about Kwame itself, especially on
Yeah.
his show and all these other shows, needs to just phase out,
Yeah.
because God forbid, if Kwame does see, and especially if he sees Stephen A. Smith in the street, he's gonna clap him. Like he's gonna
I,
drape him up 1, 2 times,
mhm,
and then walk away. Whatever happens, happens. Like what I
yeah.
mean. That's what I personally believe. And
I feel you though. I think he might be the only one he's actually serious about wanting to hurt. Like because
exactly.
he's been again, people don't they say that all right, Stephen A. Smith said he's not talking about nothing personal, but only basketball. But the lines get blurred when your basketball commentary starts affecting their real life. Like when you start saying that somebody's not worth a certain amount of money, when you start calling them a bum, saying that you're surprised they even made it in the league, or they're surprised they're even in the league that long, you start hurting their trade value. You start hurting their contract value. You start hurting the fanfare, the fans that are want them on the team. All these things do come with the words you're saying. So that's why you should choose your words wisely. It's okay to have an opinion, but it's also on what you're saying and what you're projecting. Like if you're already always speaking negative on this one player and showing his low lights of him not catching ball, and you're not showing the game that he had 20, you're only showing the games he scored 2 points. A lot of people don't do the research for themselves, so they're gonna only believe what they're shown. So again and again, if the fans aren't behind the players, the team's not gonna want them. They want players that can. So you're affecting their livelihood, which is personal to them. And I think that's what Kwame Brown is trying to get out there, trying to get out to everybody. And what's I find dope about it is that he's totally changed the perspective on scrubs and bums in the NBA.
Mhm.
Every single player now is getting respect from. I'm talking about the general fan, not us, not people that actually pay attention, that know how difficult it is to make it. We're talking about people that are just average watchers, and then they'll hear someone like Stephen A. Smith call someone a bum and be like, he's a bum. He's putting respect on everybody's name, even the 15th man on the bench. Like, yo,
Mhm.
for you to be in that league, for them to want to pay you that money just to be on the bench, and just in case we might need you, you have to be worth something.
Exactly.
And I think that's dope. And I think that push that he's doing right now, I think that's pretty big, man. I think it's pretty big. I think that all that I won't call it bullying, but being picked on for years is amounting to something great because he's
Mhm.
getting it out and people are listening. So it's pretty dope.
And bottom line, even
Mhm.
though he says he's not attacking on Kwame Brown the person,
Yeah.
it's not that personal. Like you said, it is in every way personal,
Yeah.
because like you said, okay, so you might not be talking. You're still talking about me, the athlete, and I take
Mhm.
that personally because that was my job. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So
Especially if
don't
it's
sit there,
continuous.
like you know what I
Like,
mean.
it's one thing to say
Like
you had a bad game, but to just say you had a bad career or a bad life, like what are you talking about? It's I don't know.
oh,
People.
he's just too much.
Yeah.
There's only so much of that. Like I said, his Stephen A. shtick I can take. That's why I try not to
Mhm.
watch him too much, just
Mhm.
because there are times where he'll make valid points, but then there's other times where he's just like this. It's just too much, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I can't. Like I said, I watched that video, and I'm just like, yo, you're so stupid, man. Like, shut
Really.
up. Like, again,
Big time.
especially what bothered me most, actually, what got me upset. I can't even say bothered. What got me upset is when he was showing those videos.
Same thing.
I got super mad. I'm like, but that's stupid. Like, you're not
Yeah.
proving a point here.
Not at
He's
all.
really
Not at
not.
all. You're just trying to push a narrative. Like it's easy to just show somebody 10, 15 minutes, even because he said he had 15 minutes worth of just that.
It's
So
easy.
listen, if you have a 13, well, let's say 10 plus, a 10 plus year career, and you could only find 15 minutes of bad stuff, that's actually pretty good, to be honest.
Honestly.
That's actually pretty good. If you have 15, well, 15, if you have 13 years worth of material and you could only take out 15 minutes of it, I'm sorry, man. That's a W for me. That's how I see it. But yeah, no, it's I
That's
thought it was a bad look. It was really petty. That's the thing. It's not that like you said, he was trying to make a point. It looked like he just wanted to insult him because there was nothing that he showed. Like if he at least showed some like highlights from his game that he scored 30 or highlights and then be like, yeah, but then you came back and did this. Fine. But no, he just showed a minute worth of him missing the ball. Like, come on, man. That was just petty. Anybody that with a basketball mind or sees right through it. It was just trying to get his point across. So the Mayweather fight's gonna be happening soon.
Ooh, that
Um,
Logan kid.
yeah, yeah. How do you feel about that fight, especially after Mayweather's retired and all these stuff? So how do you feel about his legacy and the fight? So,
He needs to stop taking these stupid fights.
okay,
Bruh,
okay.
if I was a professional boxer, okay, and
Yeah,
I had a perfect record,
yeah.
why on God's green earth would I want to put myself in a situation to potentially lose it? I don't
Okay.
care how much better I am of a boxer than anyone else. I understand that my confidence is
Mhm.
through the roof, that I can take down anybody. But you know, it only takes one hit.
Big time. That
One
is true.
hit.
That
That's
is
all
true.
it takes. And it could be the weakest swing that the man takes and hits
Yeah,
you, and then you're down.
yeah,
Why would you want to risk that? That's what I'm trying to get at. First of all,
yeah.
you're fighting punk ass YouTube kid
Mhm.
whose stick is to get under people's skin. Listen, it works for him, kudos for him. If that's how he's making his bread, that's how he's making his bread. But you're falling into that trap, and now
Yeah,
you're gonna put everything you've worked so hard for. Listen, God forbid this Logan kid wins,
yeah.
we will never hear the end of it. Never hear the end of it.
No, I agree. I agree.
Never. And it's like, why would you want to do that? Now you have a taint. Now your record is tarnished because you
Yeah,
lost to an amateur,
yeah,
exhibition or not.
yeah,
You took a fight that you had no business taking,
yeah,
hypothetical, let's say, and lost.
yeah,
Bro, you're to me, it's like you're 50 or 51 and one. Like, you know what I mean? I
yeah,
don't care what nobody says, exhibition or not, because there was no reason for you to take that fight. I think it's stupid. If the Logan kid wants to fight, yo, bro, go fight. Keep fighting nobodies.
yeah,
You know what I mean? If you want to actually turn this into a professional boxing career, which apparently that's the goal out of all of this, yo,
yeah,
do your thing. I don't care.
yeah,
But certain people shouldn't be fighting this guy. Like, you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's obviously it works out to his benefit because it's more money in his pocket.
Exactly.
And of course, if I can put money in my pocket, if that was my thing that I was doing, was trying to get on people and challenge them to fight, I'll fight anybody as long as I'm getting paid.
Yeah,
But I think someone in Mayweather's position, who's a businessman, who's supposed to be smart,
yeah,
he shouldn't be doing this fight. Truthfully speaking, he should not be doing this fight.
yeah,
If he wants to put someone from his camp to do the fight and put it under the Money Mayweather banner, that's
yeah.
one thing. But to put yourself into the fight,
No, I get you. I fully agree. I fully agree in a way. The thing is that I think Mayweather is smart. So that's why I'm assuming he knows there's little to no chance of getting knocked out by this guy. I think he waited out. I think he's seen some footage of him actually fighting. I think he's really like, nah, because Jake is a lot bigger, a lot stronger than him. Like that's the reason why I'm a little nervous about it. Which when I say a little, I'm talking about 0.1 0.01% nervous. But even that is just because of the size and weight. That is the only reason. But overall, I'm positive that Mayweather scoped it out and was like, no, this dude is an amateur. Like
yeah,
there's no
I
way.
fully agree. But it still
Yeah,
only takes one hit.
that is true. That is
It
true.
really does.
Nah, it's gonna be good though. It's gonna be good. I want to see if Mayweather's gonna try to like go for a knockout, or if he's gonna, because for the most part, he's gonna be carrying it. He's gonna boom, boom, boom,
He's gonna
let him
smart
hold.
box. He's gonna smart
Exactly.
box. He's not
He-
gonna.
He's not gonna want to knock him out in the first round because with everybody gonna pay, he's gonna carry him at least to about the fourth or fifth round, and then he might just start, working on him and showing and making us feel like he can knock him out. But he's gonna definitely carry him out of the first, I think. But overall, it's good. I the whole way leading up to this, I was like, I'm not gonna watch. I'm not gonna watch. This is foolish. I'm not gonna watch.
I'm not watching.
I think I might watch. I
Nah.
think I might watch. Plus, Ocho Cinco is in the prelims. I'm
Again,
like, I kind of want to see this, man. I
I'm
kind
not.
of want
I'm
to
not
see
watching
this.
it.
Oh
I
man,
have no interest just because I think it's stupid. I think
yeah,
it's a giant waste of I have better things to do than to waste X amount of hours of my life watching something I could care less about. And I could care less
Mhm.
about this fight. I truly do. And
Mhm.
just because I don't want to see his record tarnished, I want Mayweather to win. But
Yeah,
again, you never know, right?
I'll let you know how it goes, man. I'll let you
Please
know how
do.
it goes,
Please
man.
do. Well, I'll catch a highlight. I'm sure somebody's gonna post something somewhere, so I'll find out at
Definitely,
that point, and then I'll watch the
definitely.
highlights at that point after. But I'm not sitting in front of a TV to watch this showdown. I think it's like I said, I think it's dumb.
Okay.
I truly. It'd be one thing if he actually went through the professional rankings and became a professional boxer
Yeah,
and then challenged, all these other guys to fight. But
yeah,
I think a lot of these athletes, some of them realize because they're obviously not accepting the fights, but then like the boxer, the UFC guy that he beat there,
yeah,
that guy is like, listen, I ain't got much to lose, you know what I mean? But like Mayweather, in my opinion, has a lot to lose, including
yeah.
money. But
Legacy, legacy. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
No,
If
I
this,
feel
I
you.
said, if this was like a sanctioned fight, this was legitimate. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not saying the fight itself's not legitimate, but you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
a professional fight, then maybe I'd be more for it. It would still suck to see Mayweather doing it,
yeah.
but because this is amateur,
It's
this
just
is
a
just him
spectacle.
calling it out.
Yeah,
Exactly, him calling it out, and then Mayweather finally saying, "You know what? You want to fight? Fine, let's fight." Like, you know, I'm like,
yeah.
boo earns, bro. Like,
I got you. I got you.
I'm not for it. As a matter of fact, you know what? If that's all it takes to play or fight athletes, I think I'm just gonna start calling out NBA players
Yeah,
and challenge them to one-on-one and tell them I can beat them, and then we see if we what comes of that. If
yeah.
it's that simple, might as well do it.
Might as well put it on pay-per-view. I
You
feel
know what
you.
I mean?
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I bring my five, you bring your five. Let's go.
Okay, put me in, coach. Sounds good. But yeah, man. So, how you feel about this episode, man?
He's just good.
Yeah.
Always good banter.
Okay.
I'm actually, like I said, I'm kind of glad you brought up the fight because we keep forgetting to talk
Exactly.
about that fight,
Exactly.
and I always say, I'm like, dang man, we need to talk about it, and so I can tell you how much I don't like and I don't respect it.
Yeah, I wanted to get a brief rundown of it quick time before it's already done, and we never spoke about it.
Stupid.
You know,
Gets
it
me
really
so
is. It
mad.
really is. I agree. It's just that it might be entertaining. So, but yeah, man. Fantastic episode, as we all know. I fully agree, man. Once again, this is the Fellas Sports Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm nappy.
We in these streets.